Let's start on our mats then. Let's come into a nice child's pose to begin with. So coming onto our knees, as wide as you need to. Feet together, so try and get your just your toes together if possible, and then you're just sitting back on your heels and you're crawling forwards just as far as is comfortable. And as always, hopefully you can grab a block or something, or a cushion even, just to put under your forehead if your head doesn't quite reach the floor. And we're just settling in to begin with, just connecting to our breath. Just take a moment to ground. Noticing where your breath is at. And just start to draw that breath a little bit deeper now. On the inhale, slightly longer inhale, slightly longer exhale. And if you could just, mute your videos for a second, that would be great. Thank you. Okay. So let's take a nice long inhale in, trying to breathe into the belly now. So your belly expands using your diaphragm, and then slow exhale out. Make it nice and audible so you can hear yourself breathing. And try and softly seal your lips so your breathing is just in and out through your nose, if that's comfortable. Again, long inhale into the abdomen and slow exhale out through the nose. You can just sway your hips a little bit from side to side just to start to wake up the joints from your knees and your hips. Just bringing in some gentle movement. You can even just start to shake your head a little, maybe just roll it from side to side. Just releasing any neck tension. And then coming up onto your fingertips now. So your fingertips are on are raised up, and your palms are off the mat. We're just going to gently walk our hands over to the left side. So we're getting a side stretch in here, trying to keep the head low. So back to the center. Let's start here now. And we're just going to slowly, let's come back onto our fingertips. I think we've stretched out the left side. Let's walk our hands over to the right side now. Just stretching through this left side of your abdomen here. Nice deep long inhale in. And slow exhale out. In and out through the nose. Trying to breathe in and out through the nose for the whole practice. And then walking the hands back through into the center line. We're going to slowly just walk our hands back now, so we're sitting back on our heels. And then we're going to just walk forward into our tabletop position. So your knees are directly under your hips. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Your palms are nice and wide to support your weight, even support of the weight. And your toes and the tops of your feet are flat on the back of the mat, pushing in. And we're going to come into our gentle wrist warm-ups here. So we just start swinging side to side with our whole body. Again, spreading those fingers, and pushing through the palm. You can start some small rotations now. Just circles around your wrists in one direction and then take another direction. Okay, now let's spin our fingertips to the side of the mat. Giving more wrist flexion here, side to side. Again, just small circles in one direction and then switch directions. Use your hips as well here, just to bring in that movement. And finally, bringing your wrists as far back towards your knees, fingertips pointing towards your knees as possible. Don't worry if it's not comfortable, just stay where it is comfortable. Again, just the small gentle movements here. Side to side, small circles. And in this position, backwards and forwards is challenging but possible, just for that deeper stretch into your wrists. Okay, and return back through center. You can shake out your wrists just for a moment, releasing any of that stress. Okay, now from here we're going to come into our cat and cow shape. So we take a nice deep inhale, breathing in, arching the back, pushing through the palms, and then release, exhale. As you look forward, let the belly drop, let the back arch, the lower back arches down now. And take a nice inhale in, push through the palms, micro bend in the elbows if you need to, tucking the chin. Exhale, release, looking forwards, letting that nice curve in the back of the spine release any lower back tension. This is great if you've got any sort of back pain. So in your own time now, just arching through with your breath, just following the pace of your breath, nice and slowly. Just last couple more cat and cow shapes. And then returning to neutral. Okay. Let's bring our right foot to the back of the mat now. Give your ankle a little bit of a flex. Going to come into our first balance here. This is called a bird dog split. So we lift up the right heel, we lift up the left hand at the same time, and then we make a fist with our left hand, and we draw the left elbow into our right knee, and then we extend out and draw in with the fist, extend out, draw in, exhale out, last one, drawing in, exhale out and hold the balance. Option here to kick up the back leg, maybe sweep up the arm to the sky, holding the balance, and final option to grab the foot, looking over the shoulder, trying to hold the balance for 3, 2, and 1, and releasing wherever you were, coming back to tabletop. And we're going to come to the other side. So left foot goes back. You can give it a little flex, drawing the right hand forward now, then lifting the left heel and right hand at the same time, making a fist with the right hand and drawing the elbow to the knee, trying to touch them. Extend out, inhale in, exhale out, inhale elbow to knee, exhale out, last one, inhale in, exhale out and hold. Same options on this side, option to kick up the heel, option to bring your hand up to the sky, and option to bind and grab the back foot, kicking away, opening up the shoulder, either looking to the side or up to the back of the room. One more breath, and release everything back to the center. Going to bring our toes onto the mat now. We just want to lift up our knees just for a second. We're going to come into our first downward dog. So maybe you can just hold this position for a second. We're going to start by lifting the hips first. So the hips rise first, your head drops, hangs heavy, coming into a downward dog, and then slowly letting the heels go down last. And then you can pedal, bend one leg at a time, pedal through the feet, trying to wrap your shoulders outwards. Keep the palms nice and wide so there's an even distribution between your palms and your feet. So there's not a sort of, the weight isn't just in the hands, it's not just in the feet, it's evenly distributed. So this is our downward dog. We're going to do our couple of vinyasa options now. This is our flowing movement that we're going to connect with. So our first thing to do is inhale as we sweep forwards into a high plank, and we drop our knees, flatten the feet, lower down through the elbows all the way to the floor. Then we lift up the chest no higher than the belly, coming into our baby cobra position. Very little weight in the hands, maybe your hands could even come off the floor. It's that light. And finally pushing back, glutes to your heels. Again, lifting up into downward dog. You can adjust your feet here, bring them a little bit closer if you need to. Again, pedaling through the feet, releasing those hamstrings. Okay, next option, slightly more challenging. We inhale, ripple forward into our plank, lowering now through the elbows, halfway, rolling over the toes, looking forwards, upward facing dog, pushing back, hips to the sky, flattening the feet, downward facing dog. Okay, let's do one more of those, either first option or the second option. First option is using the knees, second option is just coming into plank. Coming into the high plank to low plank. So inhale into our plank, lowering down halfway, use your knees if you need to, over the toes, looking up, upward facing dog, pushing back, hips rise, downward facing dog. Okay, let's get into our flow. We lift up the right leg to the sky, opening up the hip, bending the knee, and then we're going to draw our right knee out towards our right elbow and drop the foot by our right hand. You can use your hand to bring up that right foot here. Coming into our lizard pose, we drop the left knee, flattening the foot. Now again, blocks are a great option here, just to stay nice and high. Options then, either come down to your palms. Keep that right foot to the outside of the mat here, so your hips nice and wide. You have room for this hip to just keep nice and open here. Final option is, if you can, you have the hip flexibility, you can lower your forearms all the way down to the floor. Again, a block is always helpful here if you can't quite reach the floor for that deeper hip opening. Just one more breath here. Okay, bring the left hand to the center of the mat. We're just going to take an easy twist. So your left hand to the center, then your right hand simply sweeps up and over towards the sky. So your shoulders are stacked above each other. Just for a breath and return. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Step the right foot back into a plank. Inhale low. Exhale looking up. And inhale pushing back to your downward facing dog. Take a moment to breathe. Steady the breath. And let's do the other side. Left foot goes to the sky. Bending the left knee, opening up the hip, trying to keep the shoulders square. And sweeping the left knee towards the left elbow and dropping the left foot by your left hand. Your right knee goes to the floor now, flattening the top of your foot into the lizard pose. Again, options to stay high. Keep that foot nice and wide here for your left hip to open. Staying high, or option again to come lower for a deeper hip opening. Just connect with your breath. And release. Let's come back. So right hand to the center now, just the opposite on this side. Your right hand's underneath your right shoulder. You're going to rise up your left hand to the sky, opening up, easy twist. Looking towards the fingertips to the sky if that's comfortable. Steady breath in and out through the nose. And release. Both hands, palms underneath your shoulders now. We inhale back into a plank. Exhale to lower. Use your knees if you need to. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, right leg to the sky. Let's sweep the right leg between the palms, coming into high lunge. Sweeping the arms up above your head. Take a moment just to configure yourself, make sure that front knee's nice and bent, your back leg straight as possible. One more breath here. Then we frame the foot, hands to the floor. Inhale back to plank, exhale to lower. Inhale to look upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Other side, left leg rises. Sweep the left foot between the palms. Use your hand to bring your foot forward if you need to, so you have a nice wide stance. Rising up, pushing through your left quad. Palms to the sky. Imagine you're squeezing a ball between your hands. Gaze is forward, your pelvis is tucked forward, so your tailbone is tucked under. Your left leg should be nice and strong. Inhale, one more breath here. And exhale, release. Palms to the floor. Inhale to your plank. Exhale, use your knees if you need to, lowering down. Inhale to look up, baby cobra or upward facing dog. And pushing back through the heels. Hips rise, downward facing dog. Let's keep adding here. Right leg goes to the sky. Sweep the right foot between the palms. Inhale to lift. High lunge. Now opening up to warrior two. Your back foot flattens down. Should be parallel to the back of the mat. Front knee nice and bent. Your knees pushing outwards this way. And your arms stretching forwards. Very strong, active arms. Warrior two position. Looking towards the fingertips. Trying to keep the shoulders rolled down your back. And release. Palms down to the floor, framing your foot. Inhale back to the high plank. Exhale to lower, chaturanga or low cobra. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Okay, left side, left foot goes to the sky. Sweep left foot between the hands. Rise up into high lunge. Opening up warrior two. Again, back foot flattens. Left knee bends deeply. Arms swing out. Palms facing the floor. Fingertips engaged. Looking towards your front fingertips. Warrior two position. One more breath, maintaining your steady nasal breathing. Releasing. Both hands to the floor. Inhale into your plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale to look up, knees off the ground if you're in upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's keep going, right leg to the sky. Let's sweep the right foot between the hands, coming up into a high lunge, opening up warrior two. Okay, this time let's straighten the front foot, coming into our triangle pose. Now from here, your palms are facing outwards this time. You can shorten the stance if needed, so your feet can come a bit closer. You're going to hinge from the hip, try to keep a nice straight line across your body, and then rolling down a side stretch here, not a back bend. And we're just bringing our right hand down towards the floor. Blocks are great here for support. Left hand to the sky. This is extended triangle pose. Try and bring your gaze upwards to the top fingertips. And release. Remove the block if you need to. Coming back through warrior two. Palms to the floor, frame the front foot. Inhale back to plank. Exhale to lower, using knees if needed. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Same on the other side, left foot to the sky. Sweep the left foot between the palms. Rising up, inhale, high lunge. Exhale, open up warrior two. Inhale, straighten both legs, shortening the stance as needed. Palms facing outwards this time. You're going to hinge forward through the hips and then rotate the body sideways. Your left hand coming down towards your left ankle. Right hand rises, your shoulders are stacked in a line above each other. Your gaze is either sideways or up to the sky. And trying to keep your right fingertips strong and engaged up towards the ceiling. One more breath here. And release. Both hands to the floor. Frame the front foot. Inhale back to your plank. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, right leg rises. Sweep the right foot between the hands. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Straightening both legs. Now this time we're going to come into a slightly different pose. We're going to bring both feet out, pointing to the side of the mat. Come into a nice wide stance. Bring your hands on your hips to begin with. We're simply going to fold forwards here, just as far as you can go. Bricks are always helpful, just to help maintain the balance, but really we're just going to hinge forwards as far as possible. If you can then, bring your hands down towards either your ankles or your toes. Suck in the belly. Look up a little bit and exhale and let the head hang heavy for a deep forward fold. Just take a moment here. Inhale, exhale, steadying yourself in this wide extension here. And release, come back up to standing. You bring your front toes facing forward again, so you're back into your sort of warrior two stance. Windmill the arms down to frame that front foot. Inhale back to your plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale to look up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, let's do the other side. Same thing on this side. Left foot to the sky. Sweep the left foot between the hands. Rise up, high lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, straighten the front foot. feet turn out now to face the side of the mat. Hands to the hips, widening stance as necessary, just as wherever's comfortable. Your legs are nice and straight here. And you're simply hinging forwards through the hips until wherever is comfortable, using blocks for support as needed, just to support yourself. But if you're comfortable, you can slide your hands down your legs, either hold the ankles or the big toes, coming into the forward fold. So inhale to just look forward a little bit, and exhale to release. Hang the head down, let the head be heavy. Couple of breaths here. This deep forward fold. One more breath. And start to come back up, rising through the hips. Sweeping that left foot now to toes face the front of the mat. Coming back through Warrior Two. Hands to frame the front foot. Inhale back into your plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, look up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, just one more pose to go in this flow. Inhale, right foot to the sky. Sweep the right foot between the legs. Inhale, rise up. Warrior, high lunge. Opening up, Warrior Two. Now this time, we're going to get our hands and put them, interlace them behind your back. Going to come into what's called Humble Warrior pose now. So if your hands are interlaced behind your back, your shoulders are nice and open, your chest is nice and high. Staying in this Warrior Two position, we breathe in, and then we fold as we breathe down. We try and bring our right shoulder down inside our right knee. That's the direction we're going. If this isn't comfortable, just put your hands to the floor. From here, we drop our heads, lift our arms as high as possible for a Humble Warrior position. One more breath here. And release, rising up through to stand, palms to the floor. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to push up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last side now. Left foot to the sky. Left foot between the hands. Rising up to high lunge. Opening up Warrior Two. Hopefully you'll see better now on this side. So again, coming into Humble Warrior, we interlace the hands behind the back. If possible, if that's not possible, you can also try and grab your elbows. So from here, keep that nice deep stance. We lift our chest, and inhale, breathe in, and exhale, we drop. Bring that left shoulder towards the inside of the left knee, bringing the hands up towards the sky, letting the head hang heavy, legs are nice and strong. Just one more breath here. Release, coming back through Warrior Two. Frame the front foot, hands to the floor. Inhale into your plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we can take a short break here. Come down onto your knees, resting in child's pose. Take a sip of water if you need to, just for a moment. Catch your breath. It was a slightly different sequence. I hope it was okay for you. Before we come into our next set of forward folds and balances. Okay. So once we're settled, let's come back onto our feet. And we'll stay low, stay bent over. We're just going to hang here just for a moment to release. You can bend your legs if you want to. Let your hands hang heavy, your head's hanging heavy. Again, you can grab your elbows here and just sway side to side. Nice steadying breaths. And now we're simply going to fold forward, so either you're aiming for your toes. If you can't reach your toes, you can just grab your shins or your ankles. And breathe into the belly, and as we exhale, we lower down. You can either hook, if you've not got, if you can reach your toes, sorry, you can hook your peace fingers around your big toes. Inhale in, exhale, release. Let your head hang heavy. Your belly's pushing in towards your thighs, your legs straightening for this forward fold. This is Uttanasana pose. Steady breath. And release, curling up through the spine into standing, vertebra by vertebra. And very slowly, steady breathing on the way up, in and out. Coming into our mountain pose. We're just standing, feet hip width apart. Palms facing forward, shoulders roll down your spine. And let's take a little back bend here. We can put our fingers at the base of our lower back, fingers pointing downwards, elbows squeezing together. Take a micro bend in the knees. From your gaze starts down and we slowly start to lift the gaze up. Your neck starts to roll up towards the sky. Your gaze is up towards the ceiling and then just go as far as is comfortable. Steady breath in and out through the nose. If you're getting far backwards, you can always slide your hands down the back of your legs to support yourself. And let's return back to standing. Okay, now we're going to come into our chair pose. So our feet now come together, so our toes are touching at the front. We put our hands out in front of us. And we slowly bending, trying to keep the knees together. You're bending through the knees as if we're sitting on an imaginary chair. So we're like this. So the weight is in your heels. And your arms are going as high as possible. This is called Utkatasana, the intense pose. Take a moment here, go as low as you can. Your toes could really do just lifting off a little bit. Okay, palms to the center of your chest. We're going to revolve this into a twisted chair. Take our right elbow to our outside of our left knee, hook it on if possible. And then we're looking over to the side, trying to bring the palms to the center of your chest. For our twisted chair pose. Sitting back into our imaginary seat. And rise up through the center. One breath up to release and then back down, twisting to the other side. Left elbow over the right knee. Palms towards the center of the chest. Pushing them together, trying to keep the knees connected. Steady breathing. And release. Again, coming up to standing. You can swing your feet outwards now, mat width apart, coming into a yoga squat. You slowly, simply just bending through the knees. You can lift your heels if you need to, and we're coming down towards the floor. Again, using blocks under your heels if it's not comfortable, or underneath your bum if you can, if you're getting that low. Ideally, we're coming all the way down to sit. Palms towards your chest. You can use the backs of your arms to open up your knees a little bit wider. For our yoga squat. Let's bring our right hand out to the floor, then our left hand up towards the sky. Steady breathing. And let's swap over. Left hand comes down to the floor, right hand towards the sky. Slow, steady breaths. And release. Okay, let's come down to the mat now, rolling onto our back. Just for a moment to release and stretch out the legs. Just take a little breather here before we do our balances. Hands on your belly, just steadying the breath. Okay, let's bring the knees in towards your chest. Just going to come up to standing. A fun way to get up is always rocking up, so you can start swinging up and down your spine if that's comfortable. If not, just come up to standing. Meet you there in a second. And come up to the top of the mat, lifting up. And now we're going to come into our standing balances. So actually, let's walk towards the back of the mat. Hands on the hips. Take your right foot forward a short step. Coming into our warrior 3 pose. We bend through that front knee as we lift up the back heel. Trying to bring the left leg parallel to the floor. You're making a capital T shape here. Your arms then can come beside you or into prayer at the center of your chest. The more challenging option is to bring your arms straight ahead of you for the warrior 3 pose. Staying here, one more breath, then hands come to the floor, standing splits, walking the hands towards the ankle. If possible, grab the ankle. Trying to keep that back leg as straight as possible, knee to your nose. One more breath, and release both feet to the floor. Curling up into standing. Nice and slow, steady breath. If you feel a little bit lightheaded, just come back into child's pose. And we'll do the same on the other side. Left foot steps forward. Start with the hands on the hips. Nice wide toes for your balance. Bend through that front knee to begin with. Lifting up the right heel, trying to keep the hips square. Again, that capital T shape we're trying to form with our body. Straightening that standing leg now. Hands beside you, extended beside you. Or option 2, hands to prayer. Final option, hands extended in front of you. One more breath, and then we drop the hands down to the floor. Keep that back leg lifted. Standing splits. So that left leg should be burning. Trying to grab that left ankle. If possible, nose to knee. And release. And so again, just slowly coming up to standing. Well done. And we're going to come down into the centre of our mats, into a lying down position. Once you've got your head on the floor, let's extend the left leg, draw in the right knee. You can grab your right knee with your hands, give it a squeeze here, and then drawing the right knee over to the left side for our supine twist. We bring the arms out wide. You can also use your left hand to help your right knee over to the side, trying to keep that left foot extended and engaged. Maybe draw the gaze over towards your right hand. Supine twist. And And release, come back through center, swap legs, extend the right leg. Bringing in the left knee now, give it a squeeze. Drawing the knee in towards the armpit to begin. And then drawing the right hand over the left knee. Bring it towards the right side of your body. Extend the left arm outwards, palm facing upwards. Trying to keep the shoulders grounded. Again, you can use your right hand to help your knee over. You can even just place your left foot on your right leg or right knee. Just gently. Last breath here. And return to center. Let's draw both the knees in. You're trying to touch the backs of your heels with your fingertips. Tuck the chin a little bit. Coming into our bridge pose. So all we're doing here is either you can, just like I said, try and touch the heels. You could even grab the ankles if your body shape allows you to. And all we're going to do is now push up through the hips towards the sky. Your chin's nice and tucked in towards your chest. Your palms are either flat on the floor. Other option is then to bring your palms together to interlock the fingers underneath your back. With every inhale you try and lift your hips higher. Trying to push those little fingers, if they're interlocked, into the floor. Squeezing your shoulder blades together. One more breath here. And release. Okay, let's bring the feet up to the sky now. We can bend the knees, come into our happy baby. So we draw our arms between our knees, try and grab either our ankles or the outside of your feet. Try to keep the lower part of your spine on the mat. Take some nice swings here. This is happy baby Ananda Balasana pose. Steady breaths. Okay, and release the feet. Let's give ourselves a hug through the knees. Now bring your hands behind the back of your knees now. We're just going to rock here because we're going to come up onto the front side. And once you come up onto your sitting bones, cross your feet. Come over onto lie on your belly. And we're going to come straight into Sphinx pose. So you can start on your elbows here and make sure they're sort of in line underneath your shoulder in a right angle shape. So both elbows in front of you, fingertips facing forward, you're grounding through your pelvis, the tops of your feet are pushing into the mat, and as you push in, you might even feel your kneecaps lift a little bit. Our gaze is just ahead of you. We're lifting the chest. Your shoulders should really be dropping downwards so your chest can lift. This is the Sphinx pose. Just holding here, a nice one for lower back pain. Steady breath. And release. Coming down now, forehead to the mat. We're going to bring our palms beside us, down by our hips, palms flat on the floor. We're going to lift up now into locust pose. So on an inhale, we lift up the head, lift up the feet, the knees, maybe the hands, trying to keep everything bending upwards through the chest. Steady breath, trying to lift the knees off the ground. Locust pose. And release. You can put your one cheek on the mat now. Take a moment to breathe before we come into our bow pose. So If it's not possible here to grab your ankles, just do locust again. If you can grab your ankles, or you can use a strap to grab your ankles, then bring your forehead to the mat again. On an inhale, we kick up through the feet so it lifts your arms, lifts the chest, trying to keep the toes together, trying to keep the knees together towards each other, squeezing the glutes, lifting the chest. Steady breathing here. You'll feel your whole body move with your breath. And release everything back to the floor. Amazing work. Coming towards the end of the practice now. Let's just push back through child's pose. And come round sitting on your heels. Our final couple of twists. Let's come to lying down again in the center of the mat. Bringing the knees in, feet flat on the floor, arms out wide, and we're simply going to drop the knees over to the right side, trying to keep your shoulders down. Your gaze comes over to the left. Just a breath here. And then up through the center, drop the knees to the other side. Your gaze goes the other way, looking over to the right hand. Your knees are dropping to the left, towards the floor. Don't worry if they don't reach there. Steady breathing. We've done the work now. We can just start to steady our breath, steady our mind. And back through center. Our final pose, Shavasana, extending the legs out. Mat width apart, nice and wide. Flop the ankles out wide. Release the shoulders now. Drop your shoulders down. Your palms facing up towards the ceiling. Let everything drop. Release any tension in your fingertips, your toes, all of your body. Maybe just tuck the chin ever so slightly so you're not straining your neck. You can allow the neck just to rest. So the weight's through the bony part at the back of your skull. As we come into relaxation, the last few moments are always in silence. Softly close your eyes, only if it's comfortable. And I'll bring us out in just a few moments to close the class. Start to bring your focus now back to your breath, wherever your mind wandered to. Bring the focus back now to your breathing, noticing how you're breathing, pace, the depth. How does that breathing feel now in your body after the practice? Just now bringing the awareness into the rest of your body, starting with the toes, the feet, the ankles, the knees, the hips. Bringing awareness now back into your fingers, your hands, your elbows, your arms, shoulders. And finally, awareness around the neck, the head, the face, and the space between your eyes. And start to bring a bit of movement back in now. You can wiggle your fingers and toes. Start to stretch out through the limbs. If you want to, just extend your toes. Maybe even just reach up your arms over your head. Stretching out the whole body now. When you're ready, in your own time, just rolling over to one side, nice and slowly. And then pushing yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Whenever you're ready, try and just keep your eyes closed for the last moments. And just finally connecting back to your breath now. Let's bring our hands into prayer, center of our chests. Just thanking yourself for this time today, the time you've given yourself, and thanking yourself and your body for this practice. And in your own time, you can just flutter your eyelids open, just coming back into your space and into your room. Thank you so much, everyone. Pleasure as always.